Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining me. So my name is Danielle Micken, the Divine Channeler, and I'll be here for the next 45 minutes or so, depending on how long it takes. I'm here to share a few insights and also to bring through whoever is going to come through tonight to share some information or guidance or healing, because this is really what this space is about empowerment. Hey Des, how you going? It's about empowering you. It's about guiding you back to yourself. Essentially, this is what I find all the work I do. Hi Danielle, is about. So there is nothing that you don't already know or nothing that you can't already do. It's just a matter of clearing the blockages out of the way so that you can then embody more of your true self. So essentially that is what I offer in a lot of the services that I do. And I've been thinking about, it's funny because Spirit always has, it's tended to give me a space that feels a little bit uncomfortable because it feels like a shoe that's a couple of sizes too big. And I understand why they give those definitions or titles to me, because it's something to grow into. So while you may not be completely filling it out, it's like it's something that you can expand into. So when I first started as a healer and I'd just done my Reiki, all of my Reiki levels up to Master, I was about to do my business cards and, you know, designing these business cards and feeling very excited about the future and how I could help people. And I just heard clear as a bell, and that was way before my clairaudience kind of come right online, was divine healing practitioner. And that was a space that I kind of went, whoa, because I thought Reiki Master was a big enough space to fill, that they gave me this beautiful, vast umbrella for me to fit underneath. Whether I felt comfortable or whether I felt really small underneath it, it didn't really matter, because in hindsight, I have filled this space and am just about to kind of redefine what it is that I do, because a lot of my work has changed over the years with my own expansion. I'm a high dimensional healer is what I am. I'm also a record keeper. So a lot of information, when I need to know it, is there and is available to me. I am connected quite intrinsically to the element of water, but this is way beyond the physical element of water. I have this ability to connect people up to their galactic, their point of origin is how it comes through. And what I've been experiencing lately is a lot of people coming through that have these galactic, or even it's actually multiverse, so it's not even in this universe. And this is why a lot of people at the moment are feeling very lost and can feel like here is not home, and it's because they are so distant from their point of origin. I don't know how I know, but I just know, and I'm able to attune to their energy, attune to their soul, attune to their DNA. Like, a lot of this information is encapsulated. It's written in the DNA. So I think, you know, in one part I can read DNA and I can bring through whoever it is that they need to make them, well, not make them, but give them the opportunity to feel home. And once that connection has been made, then here doesn't feel as foreign because they've been united back to their point of origin. So I work with starseeds. My work is expanding all the time. So it's a very exciting space to be in. I'll just out on the bottom of your screen, a couple of my services. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I run the Trance Channel meditation and spiritual awareness classes. I've got a couple of my my lovely, beautiful souls that join me on here now. So hello to them. I do house and land clearings as well, so I'm able to pick up on the energies. So whether it be something that is of the denser variety, a lot of my work has taken me into from the galaxy far, far away to the demonic realm to the angelic realm. It's everything in between. So the other thing I've been doing a lot of lately is the soul guidance sessions, and I think that's where all these other gifts come into place. Yes, I'm psychic. Yes, I'm intuitive. Yes, I'm clairaudient. All those things, but it's not it's a healing space. It's a one-on-one space for us to explore really what your intentions are and what are me communicating with your guides, my guides. I'm shown, I'm told. I just step out of the way and do what I'm told for the most part, which I find a lot of this work is about getting out of your own way. Even your own work, your own soul work is about getting out of your own way. So they're available by appointment. If anyone is interested in that. This space is a tiny little snippet of what I do to share information from the higher dimensional beings of light. I've been connecting recently in the multiverses, so that's been a different space for me to go in. The thing is that as you learn and as you grow, it's really just about remembering. It's not something that is foreign per se, because if it was foreign, it would come with foreign feelings. But quite often anything that you're coming across comes with a familiarity and a comfort and a love, and that's because you've been there, done that kind of thing. What I have noticed lately, and this will be an ongoing theme, and I'll just talk for a little bit about my insights and then we'll get into the channel, is that it is dense. It is, there's no other word for it. It is challenging out there. I think last week Spirit was speaking, briefly made a comment that it is pretty much the most intense thing that we have experienced on the collective, probably since the fall of Atlantis. So because there are so many, it's the worst, Danielle says, yeah. Because there are so many people that are feeding the collective this fear-based or righteousness or, whatever the dense frequency is, it's really challenging for those of us that are incredibly sensitive to it. I find each time I go downtown, which it's only been twice, I try and minimize my exposure to people at the moment, which sounds a bit rough, but I'm really in protection mode of my energy at the moment. So you're more than entitled to, I think this week, especially being incredibly hard, my comment has been, I want to unsubscribe. That's where I feel. I just want to unsubscribe. And I wake up every morning and it's not even part of my reality, what's currently going on in the world, for, maybe a minute. And then I realize, or I open Facebook and then I'm hit with it. So what I'm finding for me is that I am progressively over this week removed myself from all sources of the current narrative. And this can even be those that are standing up against the current narrative. I feel for me, in the work that I'm doing, I am best to be in my lane, protecting my energy. And, there's a real disparaging, difference going on between the 3D and the 5D at the moment. So if you're sitting somewhere in between, or you want to merge more into the 5D, which it is a state of being, it's a state of being in your heart space. And it exists here on this planet. We're not ascending and floating off into utopia. We're getting more into flow and grace and love and all the rest of it. And it's not that it won't be a fantastic space to be in. It obviously will be energetically, but it is here on Earth. So it's a tricky space for us to navigate at the moment. The energy of feeling like 1 foot in one place and 1 foot in the other. And I did feel that quite intensely, was almost like a tearing or a constant shifting. And there was like this dysmorphia that was going on within me. What I have found is today was actually for the last 3-4 days, I've done nothing, practically nothing. And I don't think I've even been capable really of doing anything. Today was the peak, and I've definitely had a download and an upgrade is what's happened, which is why I needed that downtime. A lot of people are coming online at the moment. We're receiving a lot of light codes from and a lot of activations of those light codes. Those light codes have been coming in for ages, but it's a matter of when they get activated, and everyone has them. No one's missing out. It's just a matter of the pivotal point in time, because time doesn't exist beyond this construct, for it to be activated. And today was one of those days for me, and I feel I just knew I had to sleep. And I had to push through some fidget motion, and then I literally passed out, and I was out for about an hour and a half. Now, that's not a nana nap. I know when things are happening is when there's a bulk of a big space of time that's kind of, you're gone and then you're back. The other thing that's been happening is coming into some awareness of the work that I'm doing on a higher level. And with that was in a channel that we did for class. And the class got to go into a beautiful space, and the last phase of this space was to go into rest. And during the rest time, I instantly was taken, I suppose, directed. Let's say I was directed. I'm never taken. I was directed into negative portals and was shifting the energy on them. It's like the energy got reversed on itself and it imploded. It literally ate itself, is what I saw. So there are a couple of portals that were I was a busy girl during class. But that's fine. I'm used to kind of working, so that's all right. And it's quite nice coming into awareness of what I'm actually doing behind the scenes, because that's something that I haven't actually been aware of. So there is a lot going on in the dream state as well. I had a girlfriend of mine ring and check if I was okay, because I'm aware I was under attack last night energetically, probably because I'm doing more of this work and I'm a little bit more exposed, which is fine. And she had recollections of what we were doing, because a lot of the way that spirit communicates with her is in the dream state. So that was really nice that I got some confirmation on what we were doing, and we were working with the negative portals. So if your body needs rest, if you're wondering why you're so exhausted, if you're wondering why, there's certain spaces that you can't be in, please follow the lead of your body. Your body is expressing in a way, in its densest form, what it needs. And I'm privy to a tiny little snippet of what I'm doing in the evening and on the higher levels. And regardless of your level of awareness, you're doing all of that too. There's a reason why you're here. So some days you will be energized, other days you will not feel energized, some days you will be emotional, other days you won't know where you fit in. So move kindly into those spaces is what I'm saying, and give yourself all that you can possibly give yourself, like you would give a newborn baby, or like you would the advice you would give, a dear friend or a family member. Go with that and give that to yourself, because it is most important at the moment that we stay true to our heart space and stay true to our energy, because there is so much conflicting energies that are here to really dim your light, So there's big shifts that are happening. So, yeah, stand tall and stand true is really the message, which I think was the message last week. But it's like this message will continue while all this is going on. Okay, so very quickly about the channel. If no one has, please ask questions. If you have questions, I'm happy to try to answer it or acknowledge that I don't know. That's fine. A lot of, like I said before, that I'm a record keeper, which is great. There's a vast amount of information out there that I can access when I need to access. But the whole thing is that through your development, you're only ever given access to what's allowed at that point. So I've got this saying that, it's above our pay grade. And regarding the what's the word? It's not a system or a hierarchy, but regarding the order of need to know, quite often we don't need to know. So, sometimes those questions that we want to ask can be quite elusive, because we're not yet ready for the information, or we're not yet ready, our brain's not yet ready to receive it, or it's not able to be put from its quantum field into a more simplified version for us to understand. So you'll find that there'll be concepts that Spirit will give you along the way, and then those concepts will shift and change and merge as your advancement does. So fun. It's lots of fun. Regarding the channels, so like I said before, I just really need to get out of the way. So I've been working with Spirit for a couple of decades now regarding the healing work, and it is really what taught me to channel. And from there, it expanded into spaces that I didn't even know existed, regarding attachments and seeing past life trauma, and just being guided to do different things and remove stuff. And it's very interesting spaces to go into. So I move into very quickly, pretty much like a meditation. Archangel Michael is my security officer, as you guys know. If there's anyone that's new here, Archangel Michael has been assigned to govern over this body, this aspect of my soul, and nothing can get through unless it is given the okay from him. There's been an interesting energy come through recently. It's known as oneness, and I believe that might have been the channel last week. But once again, I get a little bit shy sharing that stuff when it's a new energy that comes in, the same as when I had the Trinity come in. That was a new one that I just wanted to kind of sit with for a minute. They utilize my consciousness, they utilize my voice, they utilize my body and my energy field, and they channel their information, their energetic frequency and signature through me. There is no limits between me and you through the screen to different locations. Energy doesn't know those limits. So you engaging here tonight and being open to receive, you are receiving. It is that simple. And this is why many of us can work online. It's why we can work over the phone. It's why, I can do land clearings from here and the land is hundreds of kilometers or thousands of kilometers away, it doesn't matter because we can attune into the energy. It's the energy that's speaking. So I will close my eyes. I will tune in. I will hopefully see who's coming or feel who's coming, and then we will deliver a message. Sometimes it will take you into it's a healing space, so you need to be well, not need to be, I shouldn't tell you how to be. It's a good idea if you are in a relaxed environment, that you've reduced any distractions, that your body is open, that you're ready to receive. Yeah, that's a good idea so that you can get the most from it. Okay, no questions. Everyone's good to go. It's funny, I used to only chat for about 8 minutes and now I chinwag for quite a bit. They're just saying to me now that the change that we're waiting for, there's many of us that are waiting for these signs. They're coming. So what I'm seeing is to kind of dig your heels in and stand strong in your belief systems, because there is it's literally like a really thick blanket that's being pulled off. There will be an uncovering of a lot of look, I will talk a bit cryptic too, so it's quite challenging because the masses aren't hearing, aren't listening. And it's challenging for those of us that do see something different and feel something different. But they're saying that it's coming. The great shift is upon us or upon you, and that they're also saying that no one will get left behind, which is kind of why a lot of us doing this work. And I've got a new phrase. I don't like to use this terminology, light worker, anymore. It feels like an old energy where we were in the trenches doing incredibly difficult work. I feel like we have progressed in our expansion and in our awareness. And I would prefer to use a phrase which anyone who comes to my classes know that I always start the email to my fellow light bearers. You know, we are bearers of light, and this is what we're getting comfortable with. So yeah, I'm not using the phrase light worker anymore. So yeah, there is a lot that's going to be happening. They are giving me the December marker. I get quite a lot of markers at the moment. They're not specifically telling me what these markers are about. Once again, above the pay grade. The timelines have collapsed. There's been a great convergence, which I'm not sure if that come through last week or not. And that we are operating on one. It is the old timeline that is crumbling at the moment. That is putting us, it is literally just the old that's falling away. It's just that it might take some time for it to do that. The institutions that have been up and running for hundreds of years will obviously take quite some time to dismantle and bring in something new. They're saying that the structures are already there. The governance over humanity will change dramatically in the next 50 years is what they're saying. Okay, I don't normally like giving predictions either, for anyone who knows me, but that's what they're saying at the moment, that there will be a new governance, there will be a new shift into the way that we manage the population, manage humanity. But I say manage in the most kind and loving way, because the dark age is what they're calling it. The dark age of inequality and power has come to an end. Okay, it's come to an end, and that we will be seeing. It's almost like I'm seeing fragments of light coming in, but they're coming in specifically into a place that they need to come into. Some of you will find that you as light bearers are in challenging spaces, and it's like everyone around you doesn't get it, but you get it. You're there as a lighthouse, and it's really important that you make sure that you can maintain that, okay? There's reasons why people are put into dark places. So that's what I'm seeing. The fragments are coming in. There are specific trajectories, specific spaces where they're coming in. They're saying that the light has infiltrated, interesting choice of words, infiltrated these dark age spaces. And it is literally like a cracking open of these institutions. It's coming. So those of us that are waiting for these signs, they are coming. They are coming. Okay, that might be enough on the predictions from me. Yes, Jenny, yes. Yeah, they're jumping in quick now. They don't even let me tune in. They just start jumping in. So, all right, let's see if there is anyone out there that would like to share some energy. So just close your eyes, make sure your body is uncrossed, make sure your body is comfortable. I prefer, when I am in these spaces, to have a very upright back. It's got to do with the channeling. You may choose to lay down, which is fine, but just make sure that your body is supported. Make sure that your head and neck is supported. Hi, Kim, you made it. Okay, my voice is going funny. We'll see. They're already pumping information through me. They're saying that the new age is here, that we will not have to wait long for these signs to come about. One thing that you can do is, what I'm seeing is literally in your own backyard. Doesn't matter if you rent, okay? It's your backyard. It's delineated by a fence line. To start anchoring the light. So if you're not already doing work, Kim's lying down with the kids. Awesome. If you're not already doing, because I do this work constantly in my house, there's healing vortex, and I've also created portals through some other work on the property. I'm fortunate there is an underground spring here as well. When we had a large amount of water fall, I came across it. So that was, nice to know that energy, especially my connection to water, is there. So what they're showing me is to be anchoring the light into your property. So I'm seeing it primarily outside, but you can do that from inside, because remember, there's no issue with energy and where you're placed. So if you want to do it at nighttime, that's fine. If you want to focus on it before you go to sleep, that's fine. If you want to actually go out there during the day, that's great too. So the intention is to anchor the light. So you want to call in light from source and anchor this light into the earth plane, but deep into Mother Earth's heart space. Sorry, there's shifts happening as I'm about to channel. And when you constantly do that and you add to it, you create a healing vortex, okay, on your property and on your premises. And that will help you to create a sanctuary for yourself to be able to rest in. Obviously, everyone's got different home situations. So Kim's got some little rugrats. So, some environments have got a lot of fluctuating energies. Others don't, depending on your circumstances. So, that's what they're guiding me to inform you, that it would be helpful to start anchoring some light. And every time that you do a meditation, every time you do any healing on your work, any introspection, that kind of stuff, you are bringing light into the space. But they really, the feeling that I'm getting is that it's time to be very direct with your intention and this intention. Okay, it will help. It will help on a collective level for those of us that have already got these portals of light, because they all essentially will link up, the same as all the light bearers. You know, when we do a lot of work, what's come through recently is that we acknowledge the other light bearers that are out there, and that in turn we just vroom, like magnets, are drawn to each other. Our light touches each other, and then it's amplified, and there is so much projection of that light when you work in unison with all the other people that are doing it. So these portals, what I'm being shown, is another way to do that. The kids are saying, why isn't she saying hi to us? Hi, kids. Happy? There's another wave. Okay, so we're going to close our eyes now. And see who comes through now that we've got all that information to begin with. Okay. And if anyone misses, yes, they're happy now. Beautiful. I can't see you kids, but you can see me. So, forgot, gone. Spirit does that too. Time to work. Okay. So just make sure you're comfortable and take a couple of deep breaths. And they're just showing me the spikes in energy at the moment, how fluctuating they are and how challenging it is, which I feel intensely. And they're also saying that the wheel is turning, so that there is the shifts. They're just reiterating the shifts. Okay. So they're showing me karma is what they're showing me. And that essentially shifting into the fifth dimension is moving away from a lot of the karmic ties that we have. Karma is cause and effect, and sometimes it gets to a point where it's just like being on the merry-go-round. It goes around and around and around and around. And this is why we can readily release karmic ties that no longer serve us, because it's keeping us on that merry-go-round, keeping us on that loop. So they're showing me that they're encouraging you to get off the merry-go-round, so to speak. The way forward really is in your heart space, and with that conscious release of what no longer serves you as it comes up. Okay. Okay, I'm being shown a kangaroo. So they want to focus primarily on Australia at the moment, is the feeling that I get. And I am aware that the pyramid in Gympie was taken from its original custodians, and they were forced off there by the police. They're just saying that there's a reason why you're here on the land called Australia at this time, and that it is time to connect with the land, connect with the soil, connect with the trees, Connect with the skies, connect with the stars, to connect deeply with that which you place your feet upon. Many of this has already been written in the stars, and our Indigenous peoples have a wealth of information and knowledge and wisdom to share with us. And it's interesting what I'm feeling, in the sense that my interactions and what I've experienced and seen and witnessed is that they don't hold that we're a different colour. Okay. So just take a deep breath. Deep breath deep into the belly. And as you expel the air, release the stress and tension. Release the fear and worry. Allow the mind to calm, to be still, and just focus upon the breath. And there are much upon the lands that you are existing upon that fall short of your eyes and your ears. So we would like to take you on a journey of connection, to reconnect, to become more aware of the sacredness of the land that you are inhabiting. You may already have a sense or an understanding of what has transpired in the area that you are located. And unfortunately, there have been many atrocities. I can't even speak. Bring your awareness deep into your belly. Deep, deep into your belly. There is a rhythm deep within you, drumming, the rhythm sticks, beating, a calling, a song. It may be subtle, it may be loud, it may be heard, it may be seen, it may be felt. But deep within you lies your connection to your ancestors, to the past, to the present, to the future, your connection to the land, to the peoples, to the animals, to the plants, to the formations, to the rivers. You may sense guides entering into the space, asking to take you on a journey, offering you a smoking ceremony. You may find your body is in different form, different life, different sex. We hear your call. We ask that you hear our call to notice the animals, their message, to notice the feeling, your senses, at specific locations to attune your body, your being to these spaces, to feel what this space is about. There are many sacred locations upon the earth, and they are there for a reason. They are there in alignment with the stars, with the galaxies. The indigenous knew this innately. You may find an affinity to a specific plant that is indigenous to the country, or maybe a specific location. So we ask in your mind's eye that you bring that energy in, that you move to that space, that you see yourself before the creek or lake, in the bush, under the tree. For us, we see Uluru. We see the red dirt. We see the alignment with the galaxy. We hear the elders. We hear their song. And wherever you are, ask one of your guides or ancestors to step forward. And they ask you to place one hand upon your heart and the other hand upon the soil of the earth. To take a moment to feel the land, to feel the rhythm of the land, the song of the land. To strengthen your connection. To hear what the land is saying, to know what the land is saying. Is it a space of rest? Is it a space of shifting energies? Is it a space of transformation? And feel the song or the rhythm merging with your song or rhythm deep in your belly. You may sense the ley lines, the song lines, the dragon lines. The energy field of the earth, the crystalline grid, the network of energy that is Mother Earth. And it is through this deep connection to land, to song, to earth, that you can bring and amplify more light. So maybe now you would like to call forth the light from source, from the universe, and visualize it anchoring on your property. And that it moves swiftly through the layers of the earth into Mother Earth's heart, and that you have begun your portal of light. We encourage you to continue to add light, add intention with your quiet moments, with your meditation, with your intention. There is much that the earth will be shedding energetically. And as you assist yourself by anchoring the light, assist the earth, you assist the animals, the plants, the grid works, the ley lines, song lines, dragon lines. You assist the collective. So remember, as you anchor the light, to call in your team, call in the ancestors of the land. Ask for assistance, ask for guidance, ask to be shown more, for they are there to help, they are there to assist. And they are happy to work with you. And so if you have been elsewhere, we ask that you bring your awareness back into your place of residence, back into your body, back into your home. And know that you hold the connection. You hold the ability to anchor more light, to strengthen your connection to land. To create shifts. We are thankful for your presence, for your willingness. We are thankful. Just bringing your awareness into your body, drawing your energy back in. Very gently and very slowly. Taking a couple of deep breaths, creating some gentle movement, wriggling your hands and toes. And just allowing yourself to come back into full awareness of the space, any noises that are inside or outside. So you very gently and very slowly come back, coming back into full awareness. Just taking a couple of deep breaths, feeling the weight of your body where it is, feeling that you're very grounded and anchored into the earth, that connection to land. When you're ready, having a stretch, taking a deep breath and opening your eyes. When you're ready, I'd love any feedback. If anyone wants to share any feedback about what they experienced. I could see Uluru. I've done quite a lot of channeling and connection to Uluru in my workspace, but also in my own personal development as well. Uluru is the solar plexus of Mother Earth, and there is a lot more going on there. I find it is always it's always a connection to land and the people, the indigenous people, and they're the guides. And then I find it gets very galactic very quickly, connected to the star people. So Carol says, I felt my base chakra pulsating at the beginning. Cool. Well, they did ask you to move into that connection. For me, I was seeing it and I'm like, oh, do I say that? Like, I could see it like a snake, moving in the belly, in a good way. Yeah. I think a lot of the time we go about our business and we don't kind of tune in to what's going on. There's a few orbs going on. Don't really tune in to what's going on around us, and it can catch us by surprise. Emily. Oh, cool. I know you live near the river. I was by the river, one of my favorite places. Beautiful. Because that's right. We intrinsically know where, serves us. For me, you guys know that, well, some of you know I'm from Northeast Victoria, and I've got quite an affinity with Mount Buffalo. And when I go home, I need to get there. Like, it's a need. And I need to connect. It's nothing I can't do from here. Yeah, but physically being there is definitely very different to energetically being there as well. So, okay, so Kim says, well, very interesting. It must have been meant that I had the kids laying with me. They are Aboriginal. My kids have got Aboriginal heritage as well. Their great grandfather came through and had his hands on their heads. They fell asleep very quickly. You might have to lock him in for 8 o'clock every night, Kim. That might be helpful. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And, that's the thing, that it's good to be mindful that even though, you may not have genetic heritage with the Indigenous people, it doesn't mean that we're not connected. So there's a spiritual DNA, I suppose you could say. We've got our genetic link, but then we've also got our spiritual experiences. And quite often we've had a lot of Indigenous lifetimes. I know I have been shown some of them, which is why I suppose I pick up certain things in certain areas. So, yeah, so just know that it doesn't matter what skin suit you're wearing now. It's always just with a deep respect that we move into these spaces, whether it's connecting in with ancestors from this land or any guide or angel or any of those on the higher dimensions. So, Amrita says, thank you. Nice to see you, Amrita. So that's it from me. These tend to be going longer and longer and longer. I think they've got more and more to say. So if anyone is interested in a soul guidance session this week, I have Thursday at 1 o'clock, Friday at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. They're the only appointments I have left this week. Next week, I have availabilities. It goes for an hour and a half. It is a personal, unique space to unpack what you've got going on. Carol can see the light getting darker and then lighter. Yeah, it's my lighting sometimes does that. So, okay, here we go. We're getting some feedback now. An Indigenous elder said to me once that it doesn't matter whether or not you are Indigenous, the spirit of land, oh, beautiful, lives within you. Exactly right. That's exactly what I'm saying. And what I feel, what I've experienced. Okay, Ellen. I felt that I'm exactly where I need to be and saw a bolt of lightning cracking open the earth. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, was that when you were anchoring the light in? Maybe you're working with different frequency. Awesome. So if anyone's interested in that, classes every week, Tuesday and Thursday. If you like this space, we go deep into the soul work is what we do. We don't, you guys know, I have this phrase, we don't do light and fluffy. We do the deep soul work. It's about you healing, releasing, shifting, moving, beyond the limitations, and whatever that looks like is whatever that looks like. I just do what I'm told there. So, if you would like to check some of that out, I have a YouTube channel and there's some channels on there for you. It's the same name, Danielle Mick and the Divine Channeler. So you can use them as free resources if you want to just check out the work I do. So yeah. So thank you very much for joining me. I will be back next Monday at 8 o'clock. Be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. And I will see you next week. Okay, guys. Take care. Bye.